Recording. So, hello friends. Today we are doing another sample chart. Many thanks to brother Arul for providing his birth details. His main concern is regarding relationships and marriage, so we will have a short look at his chart regarding this subject. So his this is his Rasi chart. His Lagna is Aquarius. So usually we say Saturn will be in the Lagna. We would say that Saturn is aspecting the 7th house, so there will be delay in marriage. But we have to look at it more carefully, and we have to see where exactly is the Bhava point of the 7th house. So if we see here the 7th house, the exact signification of the 7th house is at the 5 degrees Leo. So we can see the aspects from Saturn to the 7th cusp, to this 5 degree Leo, and the aspect of Saturn to that 7th house is only 35. It's a bit here. It's only 35%. It's not that strong, so there is no need to worry too much about this delayed marriage. On the other hand, Jupiter is aspecting by 86%. Jupiter in own house, joined with his friend Mars. A bit hampered by Venus, but it's still okay. Jupiter is quite happy there, and he's what giving influence to the 7th cusp, stronger than Saturn. The same moon in exaltation also gives a strong aspect to the 7th cusp. So from that we can see that his spouse will be very dharmic, will be blessed by the gods, will be intelligent, will be very feminine, and has a sober mind, and so on. But regarding the timing of marriage, unfortunately the Dasha now is not supporting that. Currently running is Rahu Mercury. Mercury is joined with the 7th Lord, so gives some activation to the 7th Lord, but doesn't have enough power to activate, to manifest the marriage. So therefore during this period the desire for marriage will be very strong. It will reduce in the Ketu Dasha. There will be reduced in Ketu Dasha. So during this time the desire for marriage will be very strong. If we go into more detail regarding marriage, we can see the Navamsa. So Navamsa, the most important sign from the ascendant is the 9th, which is Cancer in his case. And there we have Mars debilitated, building a Parivartana Yoga, a house exchange with Moon. Moon is in the 6th, Mars in the 9th. So this gives a Dainya Parivartana Yoga, a misery Parivartana Yoga. And the 6th house exchanges with the 6th house. They are not the worst, but they are always bringing delay, bringing obstacles. So in regard of finalizing a marriage, there will be obstacles and delays coming from the mother, coming from the study, from Jupiter, from your study. Because of your study, marriage will not be possible. There will be delays, there will be obstacles. And Ketu is there. I would suggest that also due to ancestral considerations. I mean, the native is from India, so we might see that the caste is not fitting, or this something is not there. So there are some delay and obstacles will come regarding that. And since Mars is in debilitation, the native will be not able to fight these obstacles. Mars is the planet that allows us to face problems and solve them. And since Mars is in debilitation, he will not have the power to do that. So what is suggested that no need to go with the heads through the wall regarding this. Things has to happen as its own accord, and just lean back and let your karma take its way. Navamsa also, we have to see the condition of Venus, because Venus is the most important planet in the Navamsa, and Venus is in debilitation, forming a Parivartan Yoga with Mercury. It's an 11th, 5th Parivartan Yoga, the 5th house of creativity, intelligence, and also continuity, the 11th house of gains, of society. So since Venus is debilitated, there will be definitely some reduction in the satisfaction received from marriage life. And I would just suggest, because it's happening in the 11th house, that maybe due to societal pressure or societal interests and so on, there might be some reduction in pleasure or satisfaction received from in marriage life. But this Parivartan Yoga with the 5th house is pretty nice, though Mercury is also debilitated, but still something is going on there. Some positive, great stuff is going on to feel good about. It will be reduced due to debilitation, but it will not be terrible, horrifying. It will be it's still a Maha Parivartan Yoga. And somehow these two planets, they help each other out. All right. That is regarding marriage. The timing of marriage, most probably now is no supporting Dasha there. There is some chance when the moon will come, but the most chance is there in the change of Dasha in Jupiter to 2029. At the time, the native will be 34 years old. Since the native said he wants to go for PhD and become a professor, so that is more or less the time he needs for his study. So therefore we can also see that marriage will be obstructed by study and profession, or mainly by study. Another one thing I noticed about this chart is that I think the native is very philanthropic in nature. It's Aquarius is the natural 7th house, which is about society, the good to the world. And Saturn, he's born on Purnima, on full moon. Purnima Tithi is ruled by Vishwadev. That's my file here. Vishwa, it's about universal unity and so on. And he's born in Mrgashira Mas, which is the Lord of virtue and beneficial deeds. So what I noticed about this native, he will be very much concerned about the welfare of the society. That is already indicated by his Tithi Lord Saturn in Aquarius, which is a societal sign, so to say. And also he has an Raja Yoga in the 10th house. What I was saying there, it's like Mercury, the 5th and 9th Lord, joined with the 8th Lord Sun in the 10th house. So he will be in public in the 10th. He will be very active to follow his dharma, and he will be very inspired to bring dharmic values to the public. And the 11th house is very strong. Jupiter is there in his own house, and if we see like Jupiter, like Sun is ruled by Mars. Mars is in Jupiter house. Mercury is ruled by Mars, is in Jupiter house. Moon is ruled by Venus. Venus is in Jupiter house. So all these planets, the final dispositor goes to this 11th house. So there is some public part to his endeavors and dharmic pursuits, but the final dispository, everything goes to 11th house. So the house of society, and the only planet not going there is Saturn, but Saturn indicates also has also a 7th house connotation to it, due to the Aquarius, and also due to being Purnima Tithi in Mirgashira Mas. It will give also this tendency of doing welfare to universal welfare. So the native is born on Wednesday, and the Hora Lord is Sunday, is Sun. The Hora Lord is Sun. So the Vara and the Hora, they indicate the talents of the person. So the person will be definitely very talented in public communication, in administrative things, and everything happens in the 10th house. So becoming a professor, a government officer is definitely very suitable for the native. Yeah, so this much short analysis. There is of course more things that can be seen, but for in this it will be beyond the scope of this Instagram account. Okay, I hope this was insightful for you. Thank you for watching. And oh yeah, I forgot one thing. So my suggestion, remedial suggestion regarding marriage. So the native is also like expressing his urge to get married and having a relationship. So since it is not supporting, it just has to be tolerated, basically. Since in Navamsa the Mars is debilitated, that means you cannot go out and just fight it and just do it. You will just have to wait and let the things take its course, and just focus on your study. I mean, your study is giving obstacles to your marriage, so just embrace it. Just say, okay, I'm now 25 of years, I'm in my study, I have big dreams, I'm very inspired to do great things for the nation, doing great things to society, humanity at large. And just embrace your path. Your path is not, this is your path to good, to society, to do great things, and to become well educated and become a good professor in your field, and do good to your students, do good to your university you're in, do good to the country you're in, to the state you're in, so that is your path, more than marriage. And marriage will come by its own accord when it's time. And definitely things will come easier when the Mercury Dasha will be gone, in regard of the urge, or this urge of getting married. Where is the dashas here? Sorry. Huh? Oh, here. Nakshatra dashas, yeah. So when this... Anyway. My computer is hanging, I'm sorry. Here, when the Mercury Dasha will be over, definitely things become a bit less intense in this regard but it's also Mercury is forming this wonderful Raja Yoga, so in the same time it is a wonderful time to just follow your inspirations. So I would like to conclude with one shloka from Bhagavad Gita, and it says that Jayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangas Tejupajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Krodha Vijayate. This is second chapter 62, and it says that by contemplating the object of the senses, a person develops attachment to them, and from such attachment lust develops, and from lust anger arises. Alright, so that means if you have urge to get married and have relationship with a woman, that means that is a strong desire, this is a karma. And that karma comes from where? It comes from sangat, from attachment. And from where comes attachment? It comes from dhyana, from contemplating. So basically as you feed your mind, you can expect your mind to go in that direction. So if you feed your mind with looking at other women's, contemplating about how to be together with a woman, looking at pictures in the internet, on Instagram, and if you feed your mind in that way, you will develop more attachment, and the desire will become more, and the desire is not fulfilled, then anger will come. And what will happen next? If anger will come, Krodhat bhavati samoha, then samoha will come. And that means illusion. Samohat smriti vibhrama. If illusion is there, then smriti, your memory, will be bewildered, vibhrama. Then smriti brahmshat buddhinaso. So your buddhi, your intelligence, will be destroyed. When your if your memory will be lost. And then buddhinashat pranashyati. If your intelligence is lost, you will do adharmic actions, and that will not yield any auspicious results, and it will lead to destruction. So therefore, in your case, since you cannot, marriage will be there, and marriage will bring its merits, marriage will bring its pleasures in due time, but since you cannot force it now, there is just no way it's going to happen exactly now. The planets that can activate the 7th house, they're not, the dasha is not supporting that. In Navamsa it is indicated that there will be obstacles to marriage from your study, from your mother, from your family, ancestor family. So instead of feeding your mind and your consciousness with the desire or with contemplating about women, yeah, just follow your desires to do great things and concentrate on your study. And it is tough, but it is possible if day by day we do exercise. We are trying to control our mind, and your mind is sober, your mind is strong. It is in exaltation. It is basics. Let me just see that the moon is aspects of. I'm sorry. Moon is aspected by Jupiter, not too strongly, but the aspect is there, and the aspect is relatively strong because Jupiter is in own house. So you're able to control your mind. So control your mind, focus on your study, focus on the greatness you will make in your life, and just wait for the time until the time is ripe. Okay. I hope this was insightful, and see you. Thank you for providing your chart.